Welcome back, everyone, to another Captain Patriot video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. I'm taking a look at something a little bit different than what I normally look at. So I'm going to be looking at a very small segment of the most recent season of The Bachelorette. And I know, before you click off and, go somewhere else, please just stay and listen for a second, because I think this is actually kind of important to listen to. This show is a perfect example of the types of people you'll meet in real life, right? This is a representation of the type of people you'll meet in real life. So I like watching shows like The Bachelorette, Love Island, Love is Blind, things like that, because you really get to see people through the camera. You get to see people and psychoanalyze them from the comfort of your couch, okay, which I love doing. And this is no different. This specific individual, Sam M., who we're going to see in a moment here, is just the worst kind of person. They're narcissistic, they're full of themselves, and they're basically just an empty vessel that's devoid of any sort of emotion, compassion, or empathy whatsoever. And in general, these types of people are usually pretty stupid as well. They try to manipulate you to try and get sex, or they'll try and manipulate you to get some sort of favor out of you. These people only care about themselves, and it's so interesting, right? And you'll see this, she'll talk about it in a little bit. The Bachelorette will talk about it. But basically, her first impression was, oh my gosh, he's so hot. And they started like basically macking within like 30 minutes. Not that quick. It took a little bit, but you get the idea, right? And so this, you know what? I'm just going to play it and I'll pause and add my thoughts throughout because you guys have to see this.
Tonight is the rose ceremony. I only have 2 hometown roses to give out, so I have some really big decisions to make. Biggest thing I have to deal with tonight is Sam. I like Sam. I see something with him. On night 1, we had an amazing natural chemistry. I gave him my first impression rose. I left that night feeling so excited for this journey with him. I had no doubt that I was going to meet Sam's family because we had such a strong connection. He just made me so happy. But on the radio date, I thought I was going to learn some more things about how Sam felt about me. And he just can't even come up with one thing. He can't come up with an adjective, a story, like nothing. And he just blurts out that he loves me. Like, what the hell? I have so many questions that I need answers to. I'm confused, I don't understand, but maybe there was something that I'm still missing. My connection with Sam has been so strong. It's like, if we can get through one more challenge together, it just seems like maybe we could get through anything. And I owe it to myself to have a conversation with Sam.
So I'm going to pause here, and I want to note, when she says her connection was so strong, she's talking about her physical connection, not her emotional connection. That's what she's trying to work on right now. For context, she did this radio show interview thing with him to try and have a one-on-one with him to try and better get to know him. And this dude was completely devoid of any sort of honest or genuine response or answer to any of her questions. I think at one point she asked, oh, what was one thing you learned about me? And he couldn't answer that question, right? The way he kind of like answers questions is with just words that don't say or mean anything. And that kind of got me thinking a lot about like politicians, and specifically Kamala Harris, who doesn't have even a single policy outlined on her website. And yet somehow she can talk in circles and what has been burdened has been unburdened by what has been, right? Nonsense platitudes that don't mean anything. They're just words spilling out of her gullet because she has no real thought there. There's no thought behind it. And so when you run into people like this, it's important to keep your wits about you, because people like this will absolutely try and take advantage of you and manipulate you to get what they want. Whether it's a politician, whether it's this person trying to manipulate her into an engagement, right? All of this stuff is important for you to be paying attention to, because you can start seeing more and more details about the people who are doing this to you. Whether it's a teacher, a parent, even a friend, it could be anyone in your life. Watching shows like this is extremely helpful if you're watching it with a keen eye. If you're just watching it and consuming it like brainlessly, and you're just mindlessly ingesting content without actually critically thinking about it, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to be like, just, I don't know, you're just going to be abused and used by people like this. So just keep that in mind while you're watching what happens.
And get to the bottom of this, and I'm going to do that right now before the rose ceremony.
Oh, hey.
Is Sam in here? Do you guys know where he is?
He's in his room. What?
My heart stopped for a second. It was like seeing a guy. I was like,
Is Sam in here?
He's not.
Do you know where he is?
I do not.
you
once
wanna
again?
Hello.
chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Watch him.
Terrified?
Watch.
How are you feeling after the conversation that we had the other night?
I'm sorry for the way that that date went. I've been trying to walk this fine line of being vulnerable and also protecting my feelings in the same breath.
Look how boring look how unengaged he is. Like absolutely no emotion on his face whatsoever. Like this is supposedly a dude who is in love with this girl, right? And she comes in and says, "How are you doing?" It's like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, okay, I'm getting too riled up too quickly. Hold on.
But the only way for me to see it was to fall in love again.
Okay, I'm confused.
Okay.
I don't even know. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, I didn't mean to say I love you. Like,
Yeah, no, that's not. I meant to say it.
like what?
I'm gonna
what does it mean
say
to
it.
love somebody?
I'm gonna say it. No, that's not it. I meant to say it. These people are the worst. These are the
For me, love is selfless. Love is sacrifice. Love is understanding and listening to the person that is in front of you. Always validating them in whatever way.
You hear what he just said? Love is listening to the person that's in front of you. Remember that.
That means making sure that this other person knows that you're the only person in the world that I see.
You're saying all the right things, and it's hard for me to believe you.
Yeah.
I don't. Hearing Sam, nothing sounds genuine to me. I'm nervous that he's saying things to make me happy, and I just don't believe him when he says it.
Okay, so for context too, just to add, she has been all over this dude like in the previous episodes, just like, oh my gosh, he's so hot, he's so gorgeous, like, oh, I feel like there's such a strong connection there, right? And now she's kind of like realizing, oh crap, this guy is like an empty void. He is like, there's nothing there. He is just an empty shell that is just there's nothing there, right? Like and I don't know if it's because of the fact that he is more attractive, that maybe he's never had to develop any sort of personality whatsoever. But it's just like, it seems like extremely bizarre that he's made it this far in the show. If she's here looking for a husband, like she should have been able to detect and honestly like identify the fact that he's this fake earlier on. I felt like this was such a late realization. So maybe she was just keeping him around as like eye candy. I can't really understand it because you're going to be at the end just choosing a husband. So why would you keep him around? But I mean, it's her choice. And obviously now all of a sudden she's like, okay, well, yeah, like nothing seems genuine. Well, it's like, did any of the other stuff seem genuine before? Because to me, watching it from an outside perspective, none of it seemed genuine.
Having to put your feelings in words. This is not my strong suit. This is like the biggest learning curve for me right now.
Learning curve? You're supposed to you're going to get married. What learning curve?
Because everything that comes out of my mouth, I feel like I'm downplaying the way that I actually love.
Anything that comes out of his mouth, he's downplaying it. Okay.
We're right there to getting, to hometowns where everything that I'm trying to say would just be so evident in the way that I interact with my family and my friends. Like,
I am so confused. He's telling me, oh, you'll see the love when I see my friends and family. Like, you'll see the way I know you love your friends and family, but that doesn't mean that he loves me. Right now, I need to know that he sees me and he understands me and he listens to me. I genuinely see something in you and I genuinely want this to work. And I was so confused, like, how could someone that I feel like I have such a strong connection with not be seeing me? So, what do you see in me?
I could go on about your passion for love, your desire for wanting a family, all these things that resonate with me. But the fact of the matter is that there's other people out there with the same characteristics of you.
my gosh. What do you love about me? Honestly, like, there's like other people like you. I can't. Look at her face, dude. Oh my god. I can't fucking. Oh shit. Okay.
I've had those people in front of me. Like you look at me and you're like, you ask me these questions. Hey, how do I know this? How do I know that? Like I feel like you're looking at me, waiting for this, like these answers with words. I feel like
That's not
That's
what
how
I'm
I
saying.
felt.
That's not what I'm saying.
here's my story. I stepped
Here
out
we
the
go.
window. Your energy soothed my nerves. That
Bro thinks he's a poet, man. Bro thinks he's like, I don't know, some famous Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know. That's the only poet I know. Dude thinks he's a poet though. He's like straight up like, your energy soothed my unsettled nerves, girl.
emotional connection.
That's just energy. I don't think that's emotional connection.
This is the start. You cheers to a ferocious love. I felt that. That was another thing.
I'm not looking for a script. Love isn't a script.
Yeah, dude, she like it's good to see that she's finally like picked up on this because like he's been talking like this the whole show. Watching this season specifically just for him is well worth it in my opinion because he is so goofy. He's just so goofy.
It's not a script. It's knowing that the person that you share life with, you couldn't imagine a day without them.
Well, it's just so manufactured. It's just so disingenuous. Why can't bro just be honest and be like, I'm here for TV time? Why has he got to lie? Like, why has he got to lie to this girl? I just like, and it's such a bad lie too. It's not even like, at least put some like heart and soul into your lie. Like, make it a good lie. Don't this is like, this is just lazy.
I'm getting confused again. This is like just not good, and like he's dismissing me, and he's not listening, and he's not asking, and it was just like, I'm not seeing the love.
The second time that I got to talk to you was at the next rose ceremony. I took the biggest breath of air and I felt life again. But really where everything switched for me was after the whole stripping thing. You're like pouring into my emotional part.
You're like pouring into my emotional part. See what I say? Like he's an empty cup. He's an empty vessel, right? And he's got holes in him. And so anything that people pour into him just seeps out through the cracks. Like this is exactly what I was talking about. He's like an empty vessel who's expecting other people to somehow fix his brokenness. I mean, well, I'm obviously jumping to some big conclusions here, but I think I'm right.
What the hell does it even mean?
And then we get to the one-on-one.
Nothing.
What did you learn about me that night?
Don't think too hard about it. It doesn't mean anything.
You yearn for a love that's so powerful, that's endless.
What else did you learn about me that night?
What's something she said? fuck. What? Come on, brain. Come on.
I appreciate you.
First, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you.
And now I see it. I love you.
But to love someone,
You have to know stuff about them. You have to know the
to really
person.
understand them. He's fighting for this love and this relationship. For who? I could literally be anybody right now, and it
You
wouldn't
could be,
matter.
and he wouldn't
I'm a
care.
firm believer that you don't get to pick who you love.
I'm sorry. I don't.
You saw the best in me whenever I couldn't even see it.
I just need a second. I think I just need a second.
I'm going to pause it here. Actually, I'm going to stop it here. You guys have seen enough. If you want to watch the rest, watch the rest. It's worth it, in my opinion, because you get to psychoanalyze these people, and it's enjoyable. It's a fun pastime of mine. But I just wanted to show you guys this and talk about it a little bit, because I think these people are far too common in our society nowadays. They're just empty vessels. They're just weird, amorphous blobs that shift and move throughout space. And to me, they're just like, there's no substance there whatsoever. Or if there is, it's so buried deep down inside of them that they don't even know what it is. They don't even know who they are as people. So truthfully, I think it's entertaining to watch. It's also really sad to watch this and to see someone like this who is just obviously there for the wrong reasons. There's not really much else to say about it, because like he said it so well himself. You know, he put it so perfectly. I could not out-poet this poet, okay? In no way could I. And it's just yeah, it's just wild to see this. This is, you know, this is a good representation of the type of people you'll run into in life. And it's good to keep your wits about you and to always remain vigilant against people like this, because they're going to try and manipulate you, try and use you or abuse you. And so it's good to just like see it as like a third party and watch it so that you can start recognizing the signs a little bit more. And yeah, that's what I think. I think it's just, it's funny. It's really funny and really sad at the same time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.